Welcome back, everybody. We are about halfway through our day, so we've had some points distributed now. And again, just to kind of reiterate how that works, it's going to be 3 points per victory in a single map. I'm Finable Carpet. I'm here with In the Flesh. We haven't gone anywhere. I'm going to keep saying that every time we come back because I want you to remember who we are.
Yes.
Because I don't like being forgotten, and I'm scared to die alone. No, I'm kidding.
I'm so easily forgettable. I'm glad you're reminding them.
So let's check out how the points have been distributed so far. We've had 2 matches from Group A, and I believe 2 matches now from Group B.
Yes.
So that's 6 points distributed per each group. Look, I'm a mathematician.
Look at you.
I can do math. So checking out how the points have been distributed, we had an upset early in the day, right?
Big
Young
upset.
Sun taking out Spacestation Gaming, putting a loss on their board already. But we see now in Group B an update. Fable Esports and Empath now taking the top 2 spots, single victory. Not a lot to say right now. Not a lot of games have been played. So you can still see, though, it's going to start to develop.
Yeah, Empath, a team that I was kind of unsure of moving into this BPL. Taking their first win, I think that's a really good start for them. But I think they still have a pretty uphill battle in the rest of their group. Of course, they have Fable, GG in their group, a team you're going to have to look out for. And up top, of course, we mentioned it just a couple times, maybe once or twice. But Spacestation Gaming, they lost, man.
Yeah. Yeah, they really did. And remember, please don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Battlerite Sport. You can keep up to date on the points that are being distributed. It's going to keep you just live of what's going on here on the show if you ever need to step away. But don't step away, please. I need to know that people are watching me. It's this insatiable thing that you know we have here as casters.
There's a reason we're here.
Yeah, we get to see Spacestation Gaming coming up next. And they go against Excel Wizards, all right?
Yes.
Now, if there's another team that I feel like they'd struggle against, we talked about Group A kind of being the group of death.
Yes.
And this is why.
Yeah.
We've seen 3 teams so far. What we would consider to be the best team got upset already. And we also have Excel Wizards in the mix.
Yep. So we start off the day with Jeter versus Verse. Now we have Niwa versus Verse. Man, pretty nuts day we have here.
These are some legends of the old tournaments. They've been playing since the beginning. These are players that have been around for literally ever in the scheme of the lifespan of this game. So if you are brand new, that means you get to watch some saucy gameplay because you know these guys are pretty experienced. But we've got the draft ready. We're going to get into it and see how they do it again. Single blind picks, same thing as we have seen before. Mirror matches are allowed.
Yes, I'm very interested to see the support Niwa is going to be playing. I think it's likely that we see him run the Ulrich again. Entropy leading off with the Jade.
It's a Jade Thorn.
Interesting.
Is that really catching you off there?
It's a little bit interesting. I thought we were seeing.
Oh, you're right.
Thought we were seeing the
Excel Wizards. I guess that might be on me.
But Entropy, that's okay. You're amazing, Carpet. We have Space Station Gaming going with a Thorin, one of the best picks for Proster. He's very good at that character. And after a little bit of a washy game on the Rygon, not too surprised to see him go back to what he's comfortable with.
Now, as far as supports are concerned, Space Station Gaming, I don't know. I really want to see some fun stuff. So we already know that Averse is pretty much great with every single range he lays hands on.
Yes.
Funny enough, though, we almost never see him on Ashka.
Yeah, there are 2 range characters he generally doesn't pick up, and that's Iva and Ashka. I don't think we'll be seeing either of those. We will be seeing the Ulrich. Ulrich Thorn seems like a very interesting comp. We talk about with Ulrich. You don't want too many iframes. Thorn has 1. Once that burrows down, it'll be very interesting to see how Bloom backs up his Thorn, because Thorn's generally a character that needs a little bit of assistance when he goes in. Yeah,
and then we're going to see on the other side Rygon and Jade. We've seen this a little bit before. They're going to space out, so maybe we're going to see a Paloma maybe joining them together.
Yeah.
Just to kind of help bridge that gap between either her Soul Tether or what I don't even know what is it called?
Soul Link and Soul Bond.
Soul Link and Soul Bond. We'll call it Tether. No.
Sirius. Okay.
Sirius.
Okay, Sirius Rygon. I like that. So Rygon, of course, a character that goes in. He likes to play aggressively. Sirius has a Battlerite that when you space onto an ally, your space cooldown is reduced by 4, which really enables him to play aggressively as well. So we're going to see a lot of aggression coming out here from Entropy. And Inflamed, a very good Sirius player.
Now we're going to see a verse on Taya, which isn't a really big surprise here. Look, it's right next to me. We get to hang out. Hi, Verse.
What's
so
up? Handsome.
He single-handedly is really the only player that have shown that Taya can play in competitive matches.
Yes.
I don't see anyone else play Taya. Kababi on the European side.
You got me.
Was the only other one.
I was going to go there, but
I'm not
smart
that
dude.
stupid.
Smart dude. But yeah, Averse very good on the Taya, one of the few people that can make it work. And I like it with the Thorn. Of course, we talk all the time about Thorn and his ability to set up combos. He has those entangling roots on his E. That's a nice X-Strike setup.
And on top of that, he can also help support his Taya with his Thorns, which I think is really big because Taya really needs everything to help her out. She's got that tornado when it's down. Everyone's like, get her, but she doesn't face to help her.
Yeah.
But let's just get right into it. Space Station Gaming and Entropy.
All right, yeah, Inflamed on this Sirius, I'm very excited to see. We don't see too much Sirius lately, and I know it's a character that Bloom gets very frustrated by, so to see him play against the Sirius will be very interesting. And of course, Trees on that Raigon and the hero on Jade. I think this is a very strong comp. There's a lot of nice things Jade adds to this comp. If the Sirius and Raigon ever get too committed and need assistance out, Jade will be able to assist with that EXQ, as she'll be playing somewhat close, since she's a character that really likes to M1 and get in the face of the enemies. So I think there's a lot of nice things about this comp, but then again, Entropy, they're playing against Spacestation Gaming, so even if they have all of these easy setups, we'll see if they get them.
And we see Spacestation Gaming right now kind of setting up with a composition of being able to ignore reverse, right? You've got Ulrich who can show up whenever. You've got Proster with his Thorns to be able to help out Averse.
Yes.
Whereas Husk is barbed Husk to help out Averse and his own Tornado. So they can kind of just, again, let Averse be Averse and do his thing.
Ooh, the Petrify not going to land on Averse to start things off, and now the Raigon getting absolutely eaten alive. Trees getting destroyed by the tree. A little bit of damage here being returned now onto Bloom, but still the red team playing so defensively, and Spacestation Gaming is just doing whatever they want, being able to play so aggressively here. It looks like they have free reign of this map.
Oh, the hero had to space, and he's right in the melee. He gets pulled as well. He's probably going to go down here. No, the Sirius is there to help him out. He has the stealth. They don't know where he is. Oh, but Averse sure does. Averse has played Jade enough to know where he's going to hide.
Yeah, very nice play there from Averse. And now this orb is up. Red team might be able to get it. A beautiful cleaving M2 from Bloom hits the enemies, but the red team still gets the orb. Now the Sirius ultimate is going to come out, going to be dropped, but the Zephyr from Averse going to stop it.
Oh, and actually Inflamed just goes straight onto Averse, knowing that he didn't have a lot of protection. Couldn't deal with him with the pushback. Ninjas, look at me go.
Yeah, you did it.
Look what he's done to me. He's ruined me. Inflamed. Oh no, his counter won't get hit. That might be the end of him. No,
oh,
the ultimate gets petrified.
Yeah, really nicely done. They need to find a kill here. Bloom getting tossed back into the corner. Things looking really dicey here for the red team though, and Sirius going to be killed out by the Dead Roots.
You know that I'm too used to seeing a player play a character in competitive play when I call him by somebody else.
I mean, yeah. But I mean, there's a reason you do it. It's because Ninjas is so good at Sirius. And you know, Inflamed, they started this game off very far behind, but Inflamed Sirius is also very good. We saw them almost bring it back. He almost found a big enough punish onto Averse to make it worth it. But man, just starting from such a deficit, Entropy wasn't able to make it back.
Oh, sorry.
We really saw the power of Spacestation Gaming. We saw how good they are as players, the way they just manhandled Entropy into that back corner. They just pushed them so far back. Entropy was playing on the back foot from second one.
One of the beauties of watching an Ulrich play is just his ability to fly around like the angel he is and be there for his team, especially when you have somebody like a Thorn. He will rarely miss it, opening up with the favor, getting the reset anyways, so he still has it again.
Oh,
all the E damage, everyone making contact.
Things getting a little bit dicey here for Trees. The EXQ from the Jade going to be applied on all three of the allies, and a beautiful snipe on a Thorn gets a huge burst of damage, and the serious damage too. Proster gets burst down so low so quickly, and a nice double silence from Jade slows down the roll of the blue team, and now Trees playing so aggressively here, but Spacestation is able to get the orb.
Oh, this might be where Thorn can actually try and regain everything. They got that orb as well. He's going to try and get Thorns on everybody. Raigon wants to stay in and punish the stun. There's an ultimate from Jade. Will we find some damage?
The counter is not going to be hit by the Sirius, even though the Prismatic Strike landed. Now things are looking pretty dicey here. The ultimate from Averse going to get dropped, and that's not going to hit the counter of Inflamed. A beautiful recognition of how he should kill off Inflamed. Gets the kill, and now soon to follow is the Jade. And Spacestation Gaming coming up clean in this game, 2-0.
And you can see Proster knowing how to stay alive with Thorn, knowing when he can win the trade to knowing when he won't get punished too hard.
Yep.
Even when it looked like he was super low, he was staying close enough to be engaged in battle. He has his sustain from landing M2s.
Yep.
He has his barbed Husk. He also has an Ulrich.
Yep, he has an Ulrich, and that Ulrich is Bloom. Something that we don't often get to talk about this team, simply because of the nature of how we see teams, is the captain. And Bloom, a very strong captain, very vocal. I have no doubt that from the moment Proster got low, Bloom was just like, stay with me, Proster, stay with me.
The hero trying to open up with a snipe, nearly catching Averse off. He's going to spacebar in, gets done and pulled.
Oof.
Is he actually going to? He has nothing left. He might just die right now. He finds a wall, is able to negate some damage, and now he's got his cooldowns back, but it wasn't worth it.
Yeah, he took so much damage here, and he lays a couple M1s into that barbed husk, going to deal a lot of damage to himself. The orb is going to be stolen by Trees. A beautiful Heavenly Strike.
Finding it right between the M2 from Averse and the M1. The snipe as well, finding it on Thorn. Trees have leaves, getting surrounded. Doing a good job of staying alive, trying to find punishment, finding here, helping out the hero.
Oh, they need this kill, and they do get it. A beautiful snipe there into the EXM1 from Inflamed. They find the kill on Proster. He just gets a little bit split from Bloom and Averse. He
got the kill and the orb with the ultimate. You don't see that happen from Taya. You've got to be kidding me.
An absolute huge play from Averse here as he's able to find the kill. They might be able to bring this one back as now the Jade's incredibly low and Sirius goes down bottom. This is quite a comeback from Space Station. Even without Proster, they're able to take the game.
And look at how much health Bloom still had. All of it.
Bloom's so good, dude. Bloom is so good at Battlerite.
You just know why even look at him? Not only is it the Bloom name tag above his head,
yeah,
but then he has the Ulrich name tag beneath it.
I mean, if I were the enemies and I saw a Bloom name tag above my enemy, I would just probably start walking the other way. I would hold down my A key and try to run back to base. But yeah, Bloom did an absolute great job there keeping Averse alive. And even though he got a little bit split from Proster, and Proster might have died because of it, it worked out because Averse, like you mentioned, had that beautiful ultimate.
And it's a tough part. When you have a DPS melee, they sometimes kind of have no choice but the tunnel vision a little bit because they have to deal with that 1v1 and play it so heavily, which is where he's going to need that help from Bloom to be there to support him.
Ooh, Bloom taking a lot of damage to start this one off, though. He goes in, and Averse is kind of split. He eats a big snipe, too. Averse is just getting beat up here.
Getting split up, though. Bloom is just going to sit there and try and take the damage. R-ing for the orb, and the red team will take it. That was amazing by Rygon. We see that again. And the parry right back into the R from Bloom, but he misses what looked to be an in-cap.
Ooh, Jade getting aggressed on here. Everything being used on her. Not going to hit that snipe due to the tornado either.
The barbed husk.
Now, Averse running around. The Sirius ultimate's going to get dropped. He gets a little bit of damage onto Proster, but I'm not sure it's worth it. The counter's not going to get procced either. Things are looking pretty dicey here. Red team definitely going to have to play on the back line. The dead roots, man.
It's so hard to get out of there, especially when you're serious. Once you see that space bar down and you have no more, or even if you have the counter, who cares? They'll ignore you. And now Rygon wants to try and see what he can do, but the pull will get him out of the parry. I absolutely hate that as a melee player, that the pull cancels all your juicy counters.
Can't counter that.
Ugh. But now we're going to see Space Station Gaming play very, very well for this. That gross sound was me reliving being a melee player against the good Taya. Yeah. Trust me, it wasn't against this gameplay.
Yeah, and we saw it there in Entropy. We see the kind of downside of being a hero one-trick in competitive Battlerite. The hero, mostly known for playing Jade, though he does have a couple other pocket picks. Jade being his most comfortable hero, the enemies know he's going to pick it. Space Station Gaming respond with Averse on Taya and Proster on the Thorn. And this is the second game we've seen Entropy just struggle with counter picks. The hero not getting any space in this game.
Yeah, there's a couple of ranges I think would fare better, but we'll talk about that a little bit after this match is done. Sirius wanted to go in. He spacebars back to his team, gets the cooldown reduction, which is going to be good for him, but he's looking straight at Averse. He R's through. He just got stunned barely by that M2. And now Thorn and Rygon dueling it out, smack in the middle.
A beautiful combo there onto Averse, though. They burst him down to half HP, but Rygon's not doing too well. Blue team able to get the orb in what seemed like no span of time. Trees just got burst.
Averse went all in on that. He actually just used his effort to go in. He doesn't have a lot. His tornado's down. He needs Ulrich to help support him. The ult is down for Thorn. Will he be able to kill Trees half leaves? He does. Averse stays alive in the meantime. That was all he had to do while Thorn finished off the kill.
Carpet
got one.
Still absolute full HP on Proster. Even though they are able to find the kill on Averse, this is looking really hard for the red team. Inflamed gets the EXQ from Jade, helps him heal up a little bit. Jade trying to find some damage with that EXM2, but it's getting canceled. Now things looking pretty dicey as the Dead Roots finds a huge burst of damage, and after that counters get hit by the Burrow. Inflamed doesn't know where to go.
Space Station Gaming in a clean 5-0 sweep. Entropy struggling, and with what I get, again, I would say to composition choice.
Yeah.
I don't think Jade had a great time in this matchup.
Yeah, this was an incredibly hard match for Jade, but I also think that a lot of this just came down to raw skill. We saw Space Station Gaming really return to form, and now that they're looking as strong as we expected them to, I expect them to kind of tear through whatever matches they have left. Of course, this was their last match for the day. They played 2 today, but in the coming weeks, I think after that first loss, it's kind of likely we might see them not lose another game.
Yeah, we're looking at Space Station Gaming now, coming back after that first upset, but they do still have Unsung to deal with. I imagine they're going to play them again. We're going to see them battle it out plenty of times between now and that land that this will eventually lead to come in summer. So please make sure that you make it there if you can.
Yeah.
But not to get too hyped for something that's way too far away, because I know I'm just going to sit here and talk about it the whole time. But taking a look at how Space Station Gaming played. You were talking about raw skill. I know I want to talk about matchups, but you're right. Raw skill of Space Station Gaming. Just going to watch how they played. This is just going to be a nice recap of their execution.
Boom. That nice combo that you got so excited about when it happened. Taya getting the kill with the ulti and the orb. Really beautiful play from Averse. And yeah, we really see it. They just simply outskill their enemies in a lot of instances. 3 of the top 4 players on the North American ladder. These guys are nuts.
They honestly are. And just the way they group up, you were speaking to Bloom being a great support and a great team captain. And it's interesting because even if I had to guess who would have been the support, it would have been really hard for me to say just because all three of them can be so strong. I don't think a melee can ever be your shot caller.
No?
I guess it depends, but I think sometimes you have to be a little bit too much in the thick of it and be paying attention to so much because your execution relies so much on you understanding exactly how everything's casting. I mean, people are way better than me. I just know if I'm ever playing support or range, it's way easier for me to kind of get the macro. Whereas Melee, I'm like, oh, it has to be about the micro. I'm trying to win out these little trades one by one and just do so much that my team can just be like, okay, from the back line and do all the damage.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. A lot of the time we do see either the ranged DPS player or the support be the team captain. Of course, when I was playing, I kind of filled the captain role as the ranged DPS player. But as a Melee, you just have so much to focus on. And I think that's a very interesting point. I think as a Battlerite professional, the hardest role is the Melee. You can make so few mistakes and get punished so hard that you have to play so on point. And that's why I'm really impressed by these high-skill Melee players like the Prosters, the High Theirs. Tomorrow we're going to be seeing the Vagues, all of the very good Melee players. It's so impressive because the room for error is so low.
And we're seeing the kind of these compositions that have an Ulrich. So when you have Melee supports, it's always this kind of mix because they need to get in the thick of it because they're Melee and they need to be there. And they usually have to be there with their Melee to help support. But they don't really need to watch as much on these 1v1 trades. They come in, they get their one big hit. Then they look around, make sure that everything's going okay, and they can move on from there. But again, remember, if you have to step away, you can follow us on Twitter at Battlerite Sport. It's going to show up beneath me. Make sure you type it in there. Go to Twitter, follow it there. You can also, if you'd like, follow Findable Carpet, follow In the Flesh 93.
If you like us.
Subtle plug. Not
subtle.
So subtle.
That wasn't subtle. That was shameless.
Subtle. No one has any idea what I'm doing right now. Just feel free to follow anything you can. No, but I hope you guys are enjoying it. And seriously, if you have to step away, that will help you keep up to date with what's going on for the day and for the next 5 weeks as we are in this group stage for the next 5 weeks.
Yes.
So we saw Spacestation Gaming turn around from their loss.
We did.
Probably going to be a little bit angry. Angry versus nothing I ever want to play against.
No, get me away from that.
And same with Bloom. Honestly, an angry Spacestation Gaming, not very good. But it's so cool to see these teams get picked up. And again, if you are new to the scene, almost no one was attached to orgs until just before we started here in the BPL.
Yeah,
it's all just getting picked up.
Spacestation Gaming, of course, being overconfident. So the team we all knew and loved as the Titans, going to be running under that name from here on out. Very exciting because, we've been here since the beginning, and to see it finally develop is very cool.